So Mario Day just got even more exciting, and this is great in so many different ways.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you've been wanting a Nintendo Direct, or in that case a 3D Mario, this seems like it might actually happen. This morning, Nintendo has officially revealed to us that we are going to be getting a Nintendo Direct. Although it's not the one that everyone wants, but a Mario Galaxy movie. Now hear me out, where this becomes interesting is they actually said that it's going to be on the 9th of March, which isn't Mario Day, which means that they probably have something bigger planned. Because if you don't remember, back in about 2022 or 2023, before the Mario movie was officially revealed, actually happened on the same day, the reveal of the Super Mario Galaxy original movie, which is really interesting. So I think they're hiding something. So what's going on, everyone? How's your day going? Let's get straight into the video. So, since this is all going into play, since we are going to be seeing the Mario Galaxy movie, since we are going to be seeing all of these different Mario things this year, it leads you to believe that Nintendo is probably going to release a Direct at some point, because if we are going to be getting a 3D Mario this year, which I think we are going to be getting it, they would probably have to reveal the Nintendo Direct this month, because it still is the 40th anniversary of Super Mario, and why would they release or reveal a new 3D Mario when it's not still the anniversary, when they had all that time during the 40th anniversary to celebrate Mario? So overall, I think that we are going to be getting something to do with a Nintendo Direct at some point. I honestly believe in the idea of it being on Mario Day because they definitely have a lot to share. There's only a couple games left before we're running out of games for the Nintendo Switch 2. So things to be excited for would definitely be a Nintendo Direct, would definitely be a 3D Mario. And if you looked at the past trend and the history of Nintendo, you can realize that there's going to be a lot of things. We know that in 2026, it is the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. And technically, it's still the 40th anniversary of Super Mario, and since we're not getting Pokemon Winds and Waves, usually we always see these two games, or these two special games, at the end of the year. 3D Mario would make sense, and something to do with The Legend of Zelda would also make sense. You have this connected line that honestly would be like a system seller and a half, if you know what I mean. But overall, I found this to be really interesting. The fact that Mario movie, the final Mario movie Direct, isn't going to be on Mario Day. Nintendo has to be. They have to be hiding something big. And I think a Nintendo Direct would make sense. We've seen this before, Nintendo releasing Directs either on the same week, two of them the same week, or one right after the other. Although it doesn't happen too often, maybe Nintendo could do an exception for this. Because if they really wanted to, they could have easily waited until Tuesday to release that, which would be on Mario Day. But they didn't. They didn't decide to wait. They wanted to do it on Monday, maybe to start off the week and just get happy hallelujah for Happy Mario Day, if you know what I mean. But I think it's much more. It's deeper into that. Because a brand new 3D Mario, everyone wants one. It's been 9 years since March 3rd of getting a 3D Mario, which was Odyssey. Although you technically could consider maybe 5 years since Bowser's Fury. The point being, it's been a long time since 3D Mario, and there's definitely a big thing coming. Because we know that the Nintendo Switch 2 price is going to go up. And if it goes up, there's not really anything to get you sold on the system. Of course, there is Pokemon Pokopia, but if you're not a big fan of your Life Sims sort of Pokemon game, or Life Sims as a whole, well, you're probably not going to like this game. You're probably not going to like Tomodachi Life. You're probably not going to like the games that are announced. Okay, well then you could be getting some of the other games, like Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and all of those games. But if you didn't really buy a Nintendo Switch for those games, why would you be buying one later when the price does go up, when you could have bought one all the other times? Overall, I found that to be really interesting. In my thoughts, I think we are going to be getting a 3D Mario. I think it's going to happen, and this 3D Mario is probably going to be something like Super Mario Universe. Because if you look at everything, if you looked at Nintendo Switch 2 and everything associated to that, you'll realize that Nintendo is usually innovating on pretty much these new games. Like Mario Kart, although that game didn't have the most content, it did have a cool function, which was like open world Mario Kart, which was really cool. We've seen other games go into sort of an open world. We've seen like Kirby go into like a semi 3D dimension open world, which was definitely a big step up from what we've seen previously. So I honestly think that the next 3D Mario is going to be a big innovation, and it probably could look like a big step up from like the Super Mario Odyssey graphics to something even greater. And maybe even more gimmicks and new features and something like that. It's probably going to be something really, really exciting. If you looked at Pokemon in the last couple of days, you'll realize that, wow, Pokemon Winds and Waves actually looks good. So maybe it might be some big step up like this, or maybe it might be a smaller step up, but I think it's probably going to be maybe a mix in between Mario Galaxy because of the Galaxy movie and something completely different that you wouldn't have necessarily thought on. Because my idea on Super Mario Universe might not be too far off, because think about it, it's Super Mario Universe, you would be able to go anywhere you want, and it would take some of arguably the greatest Mario games and mixes them together. So you can go to one planet, do a couple levels, or maybe that's it, that's what it is. Every single planet, you can go to one planet, and then you got a couple levels that's going to be like Bowser's Fury. And then you move over to the next planet, and you got like another Bowser's Fury sort of level like that. It could be like that. Bowser's Fury was a trial run for 3D Mario. And maybe that's what they wanted to do. Release it on Mario Day because it wasn't fully ready. The trailer that they're going to use to reveal this wasn't ready at all, and they wanted to make sure that it looked really, really great for the title or the release date to say it's going to be coming out November of 2026. Maybe even December, maybe even some other point. But the point being, I think the Nintendo Direct, I think Nintendo is hiding something because this doesn't really fall into suit. Of course, Nintendo hasn't really been following into suit for probably the longest time right now. We didn't get a January Direct, we didn't get a February Direct, we didn't get to March so far. I mean, we did get a Direct, but it's not the general. September we got a Direct, but we didn't get anything after that. We could say that the September Direct was like mediocre because we did get some remasters or some ports that we've always wanted, but you didn't technically get the big stuff like a 3D Mario or something new. But overall, it could be into that. April, we're not getting 3D Mario if that happens because, like I said, why would they release 3D Mario after the 40th anniversary? Unless they just wanted to do it for the giggles, I don't think it's going to happen. Mario Day Nintendo Direct, I'm saying it, Mario Day Nintendo Direct makes so much sense because of this whole Mario Galaxy movie. It leads you to believe this Direct is going to happen. We're going to finally see what's next for our favorite plumber. So overall, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this is going to happen, or do you think it's not going to happen? It's too good to be true. My hopes, my dreams, and everything are getting squashed or flushed down the toilet by Nintendo as a whole. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Consider hit the like button, maybe subscribing if you are new. Consider leave a comment on what you think about this whole situation in the comment section, of course. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Hope you have a fantastic day.